Good evening, everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Rameez and I am a filmmaker and a film critic, and today's film, in honor of HBO's new show called Westworld, is Westworld of 1973.
Westworld from MGM, starring Yul Brynner, Richard Benjamin, and James Brolin. Westworld, the ultimate resort. Boy, do we have a vacation for you.
Westworld is a film directed and written by Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton is, or was, I'm not sure, a famous sci-fi writer. He's most famous for writing a book about a theme park where dinosaurs go awry. I believe that movie was called Theodore Rex. I'm kidding, of course, it's called Jurassic Park. Now, you have that premise of dinosaurs in a theme park gone wrong, replace that with cowboys, and you have Westworld. But that's just the surface of this science fiction great. But in light of HBO's new adaptation of this film, I told myself, why not give the original a rewatch? The film is not without its problems. However, those problems are outweighed by the good in this film. So this is the setup. Two men, played by James Brolin and Richard Benjamin, are on their way to Westworld for a vacation which costs $1,000 a day. They're enjoying it very much. The B story of the film focuses on the people who operate the theme park, slowly coming to the realization that their theme park is going a bit wonky, and it's about to break down soon. And all hell breaks loose. Robots start attacking people die, hot lady robots refuse sex to older men. It's a big problem, people. These are all the problems in a vacation which is marketed as the best vacation ever. The fun of this story is firstly the setup. Richard Benjamin's character is a perfect vehicle for the audience to get attached to. In the beginning he's a bit skeptical, but slowly he's giving in to the lure of Westworld and getting more attracted to this world, which is just a theme park. Him learning the rules and slowly giving in works very well for the audience. He does lack charisma, but most of his dialogue is exposition. His character is mainly an exposition vehicle in this film. Any questions the audience might have, he asks other people and he gives you the answers, such as how do the guns at Westworld not kill humans? To which he finds out that the guns are coded not to fire at a warm body temperature. Only cold things, machines are cold. It's all a lot of fun, and James Brolin's character is a wonderful cliche of the Western genre. How do I know that? Well, for beginners, his character's name is John Blaine. That rhymes with a very famous Westerner. I wonder who. The cinematography in this film is pretty great as well. It's like watching two different films. Whenever we are with the scientists, the camera work is precise movements and locked down static shots. It goes really well with the sterile white and light blue backgrounds of the facilities. There are instances where the camera is taken across the room of scientists. It waits for no one. People will be talking and they'll slowly be getting cut off the frame. Whereas the camera work in the theme park is a bit more fluid and free. It follows the characters. After all, this is all about the customers. Yul Brynner's gunslinger character is terrifying and no doubt an influence towards the Terminator character in James Cameron's film of '81. This movie has influenced a ton of things. One of them being a Simpsons episode in Simpsons Season 6 called Itchy and Scratchy Land, if I'm not mistaken. The Matrix has definitely taken some cues from this movie, especially the idea of a world more real than real. The film is also commentary and escapism. Why would you go to a place like this to begin with? The risks far outweigh the level of enjoyment. I also do believe that this film was far ahead of its time. They're charging $1,000 per day in that theme park. Those are prices which would be applicable now. This is more of a story of an experience rather than it is about a character, and the final shot of the film confirms this when the camera slowly zooms in on Richard Benjamin's face. This character has been through hell, and this experience has changed him. And none of the main characters of James Brolin or Richard Benjamin are interesting enough to be called main characters. This is more like a video game where they don't drive the story, but the story drives them. Which isn't a problem for me, but I can see how a lot of other people can consider that to be problems or negatives in this film. That's about it though. This film is a very good mix of old school sci-fi, which was slow, boring, and heavy-handed, and the sci-fi you see today, which is a ton of fast-paced action, like the Star Trek movies. The climax contains some fantastic music, and the final shot of the film stays with you. I am hotly anticipating the HBO TV show ever since it was announced. It's been announced for 3 years, I believe, or 2 years. I've been waiting for it. I mean, just the amount of talent they're throwing at that show. Anthony Hopkins, Jeffrey Wright, James Marsden, and Ed Harris as the gunslinger. Holy moly. The Jonathan Nolan name drop does have me a bit worried though, because I don't want to listen to dialogue about how how important everything is, but we'll complain about that when the show's out. As for the 73 film, 4 out of 5. This is a fantastic film, and you should definitely go see it. See how many things this film has influenced over time, and watch this film if you enjoy the genre of science fiction. Period. Thank you so much for watching, people. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that free subscribe button. But until next time, remember to love yourselves.